Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you. Okay, so just, apropos of this whole McDonald's thing. First of all, why isn't there outrage all across the nation that McDonald's is just like making up a budget for their workers that requires them to have a second job and to take the risk of going to jail for not paying their taxes and no heat and et cetera, et cetera. Why is there no outrage? Well, I think George W. Bush said it best when he was giving a speech about how good American workers are, and this woman sitting next to him, he says, you work, don't you, or something like that? And she said, yeah, I work 3 jobs. He said, well, actually, here it is.
There's a certain comfort to know that the promises made will be kept by the government. You don't have to worry.
That's good, because I work 3 jobs, and I feel like I contribute.
You work 3 jobs.
3 jobs, yes.
Uniquely American, isn't it? I mean, that is fantastic that you're doing that.
And all the Republicans
Get any
applauded.
sleep?
What did he say? Oh, get any sleep? Ha ha ha, yes. Stick the old shiv in there, George. You notice? Uniquely American. You know why it's uniquely American? Because no other developed country would force their citizens to do that. So anyhow, I promised you Teddy Roosevelt, and then we'll pick up your phone calls. I have been, my apologies for putting that off, but yeah, particularly since it's anything goes summer. Here is Theodore Roosevelt. It's a little hard to understand, so because it is a recording made by Thomas Edison in 1912 or 1913. But it's Teddy Roosevelt talking about his square deal and laying out a living wage. We believe in a living wage, a wage enough in, well, here it is.
We stand for a living wage. Wages are subnormal if they fail to provide a living for those who devote their time and energy to industrial occupation.
Hold on just a second. He said wages are subnormal if they fail to provide a living to those who devote themselves to industrial occupations.
The monetary equivalent of a living wage varies according to local conditions.
Okay, the monetary equivalent of a living wage varies according to local conditions, of course. But
must include enough to secure the elements of a normal standard of living.
Normal standard of living.
Standard high enough to make morality possible.
High enough to make morality possible. You don't have to steal food. I mean, when he was saying this, there were people whose parents, and some of them, I mean, he was saying this back in 1912, there were people who they or their parents had come over here to avoid going to prison because they were stealing bread in Ireland. Remember that? So anyhow, he says enough to make morality possible.
To provide for education and recreation.
To provide for education and recreation. You can send your kids to school and you can take them to the park occasionally or take them to the zoo or take them maybe to the amusement park once a year. Here he continues.
To care for immature members of the family.
To care for immature members of the family. You can buy a crib. You can buy toys for your kids. You can help raise your children.
To maintain the family during periods of sickness.
To maintain the family during periods of sickness. Now, the modern equivalent of that would be you can buy health insurance. Back then, there wasn't so much health insurance because doctors didn't charge that much, and hospitals didn't charge that much, and everything, but enough to pay for your health care.
And to permit a reasonable saving for old age.
And to permit a reasonable savings for old age. We stand for a living wage. Republican President Theodore Roosevelt. And by the way, he was campaigning on that, and that was when he was campaigning on the Bull Moose Party, and he lost to Mr. Taft, as I recall, and after he had been president for a term and a half.